Hi, and welcome back to Stir. This month we are talking about marriage, and what I want to talk about is the power of assuming the best of each other. But I want to start with some real talk. Marriage, under even the best of circumstances, is challenging. I want to take a look at Proverbs 14:4, which I've always really enjoyed. It says, "Where no oxen are, the trough is clean, but much increase comes by the strength of an ox." So if you've never considered this scripture in the context of marriage, I would encourage you to do so. So great strength comes from that ox, the marriage. But if you have an ox, you will have to deal with ox poo. That's just how life goes. In marriage, we are on occasion going to see the absolute worst of each other. And that's understandable. When you think about the intimacy of the relationship, we have got a front row seat to watch someone else struggle with their sins and their personal flaws. But on the other hand, because of that intimacy, we also see that individual's greatest moments, and we can glimpse their ultimate potential. So we, of all people, are best positioned to believe the best in each other, to be one another's biggest advocates. So why is that idea so powerful? Why would that be such a powerful tool in marriage? I want to think about it. What would happen? How would it change us if I acted as if I believed my husband was my biggest advocate? And how would I act if I was his, truly? So I think about, how would this allow us to hear feedback in the right spirit? How would it make it easier to overlook small mistakes and disappointments, to look past poorly chosen words and look at the good intentions behind it? How would that change how we approach issues? And how much would that create this reciprocal spirit of gentleness and generosity towards each other? So let's talk about how we can do this. There is a step between an action or lack of action and how we feel about it, and that is the story we tell ourselves. And I cannot overemphasize the importance of the story we tell ourselves. And oftentimes the story is told lightning fast. So if you struggle, the way that I do sometimes, with negativity, or you struggle with really acting on this belief, this assuming the best, then sometimes we have to work backwards. So sometimes you're dealing with the negative feeling and you have to get curious about that and work backwards to think about the story. So here's my takeaway, my challenge. What if we made sure, whether in the moment or after the fact, that our story was this? We filtered all the words and actions of our spouse through this story filter. This person loves me. They want the best for me, and they want me to be my best, and we are in this together. When I do this, I will say it's extremely powerful in my marriage. It changes the entire atmosphere. It lifts the tensions. It softens us towards one another and allows more space for humor and fun. I will say, if we are in a place where we cannot genuinely believe that our spouse is our biggest advocate, or we can't in sincerity behave that way ourselves, that's a real problem, and we need to get appropriate support for that. But if we can make that good faith effort and assume the best, and most of us can, let's try it and see what happens.